results. But here we go, Thursday night footy from Leichhardt Oval. Russenbale, a late in tonight for Bo Betty Welsh. Gets us underway, straight onto the chest of Jessie Southwell. And look at Caitlin Johnston bring it back on play one.
Well, this is what we love about Caitlin Johnston. She comes off the back fence with plenty of energy, and look at this 1-2 punch for the Knights, just chewing up metres and quick play the ball.
Upton now gets involved, and the big gap opens up for Tamika. The footwork around Piliae Russenbale. What a chase it is. Rickea Horn gets there. Over the line, though, she might have scored anyway. They'll send it upstairs as a no-try initially.
Case.
Yeah, I was worried about Tamika Upton in the warm-up.
I have no try.
So she's carrying an injury.
If the ball doesn't get on the line.
She's incredible. Well, she slid over. Night game, a little bit of dew on the surface.
She maintains hold of it too.
Surely.
No.
Oh.
She held herself up.
Didn't realise where she was, perhaps, by the end of the slide.
But that was on the back of the...
See if the ball ever gets down or over the goal line.
That was back on the two front rowers. Skittled them.
Casey Badger in the bunker. Requiring 2 takes tonight. Players already ready to go at 10 metres out.
Yeah, it never
the
touches
ball
the ground.
Always remains up and it's above the goal line. Tamika Upton is held up. We have a decision.
So not in the field of play. So they're playing it from the right spot here, 10 metres out. The Knights right on the attack in their opening set. There's Moran setting up Hannah Southwell. And the break free was Nevada George. Upton ready to go left-hand side again here. Uses a decoy perhaps. Now she chimes in. And Horn again. An important tackle made by the right centre. Fired back to Moran. And moved on to Southwell to go crossfield. Nice read by Whitfield. Knocked on by the Tigers though, so restart the tackle count. It's all Newcastle early. Gallagher plays it to Albert Jones. And back to centre field they go for Predabon. Looking ominous here, the visitors. Back to Southwell. Look at that pass, right on the point for Sheridan Gallagher. But Whitfield is so pacey, able to scramble across and see off her opposing winger for now. Resilient stuff here from the Tigers. Slow play the ball now. For Higgins to go to Johnston, on to Upton, pass out in front of Moore, and overlap created here for Strange. And again, they're able to slide. Terrific defensive stand early on here from the home team. Moran's kick looks heavy off the boot, and they get a 7-tackle set as their reward, the Tigers.
That pass from Tamika Upton, the previous tackle, was an absolute ripper. Got him on the outside. Only 2 minutes in, but she's absolutely showing a class. Done well to hang on there, the Tigers.
After that whirlwind start, we can get down to the sideline. Marley Silver, how are these conditions?
They're quite lovely, Speedy. They're 18 degrees, so it's quite cool, but it's a clear night, and there's a light nor'easterly breeze coming from behind the Tigers at about 5 kilometres an hour. And for those people who aren't sure as to why this game changed from Campbelltown to Leichhardt, where we are, it is because of the air quality thanks to some low-hanging ash from some back burning. So it is sitting at a good quality here, and whereas at Campbelltown it was very poor. So it's nice, clear, nice air for the night.
And the crowd has responded as well. Racing through the gates here to watch the NRLW up close and personal. Now down the short side for the Tigers. Funga sat on her back by the Southwells hunting in the headgear. Talatina lands it about 20 metres out and knocked back deliberately by Moran. Interesting choice, and it worked out for the Knights.
Yeah, I was about to say this was actually touched by a Tigers player who was in an offside position. So this is a nice little leg up for the Knights. But yeah, I agree with Joey. I think the defence from the Tigers down the far end was very, very strong. But just through yardage, the Knights are punching holes in them at will, and they're making a lot of metres. So they'll need to make sure their yardage D tidies up.
Newcastle on a 6-game winning streak. Only defeat was that surprise loss from a winning position at Belmore against the North Queensland Cowboys in round 2. 31-20 it was then. They've travelled down again to Leichhardt today on game day. Off the bus and ready to go. Johnston winds up again. Only one defender there to greet her initially. Good contact it was too.
But the work for Olivia Higgins around from dummy half, bringing forwards onto play. Just watch the way she comes out and holds the markers.
There's the Southwell here who threads a kick through the line. Rasambale flirting with that sideline now. Good chase, finished off in the corner, only 5 metres out from her own line. There's Whitfield, the speedster, no room to move. Rakia Horn, another of their live wires. They've got plenty of strike in the back line if they can get into open space. It's going to be tough to do against Newcastle, so well drilled defensively. Second best defensive record, third best attacking record this season, Newcastle, and top of the ladder. They lead the offloads though, and another one from Nevada George.
I think it's both her and Christian Pio lead the offloads. NRLW, they're level.
As a team, they're the clear leaders in offloads under Brett Kamali. Curtin had pressure on the kick as a result on the chest of Upton. We'll bring it back towards that 40-metre line on play 1. Really slow play the ball. Oh, jolting tackle. Getting down low. And under was Nevada George, showing great technique. Now rolling again here, Newcastle. Johnston.
Watch Higgins' work at a dummy half, getting the forwards one-on-one.
Upton again, double pump, and Clydesdale puts it down. You don't see that too often.
Olivia Higgins' work at a dummy half, very similar to the way Appy Coruscant plays. Comes out a dummy half, and there's a couple of little shows, double pumps, which brings in the markers, which gets the forwards over the advantage line and gets them one-on-one, which is creating that role.
Higgins, one of a few players in this lineup who won a couple of comps last year, first for the Roosters and then for the Knights. Newcastle's number 9.
Hit into the scrub. Right, pop off.
Again, the Tigers forced to bring it off their own line through Horn. Contact Albert Jones in company with Jesse Southwell.
I think the Tigers just need to have a little bit of push support around their players. Here's Jakaya Whitfield showing the pace.
And checking back inside, brilliant evasiveness on display from the former Rugby Sevens player.
We're just carting them up one at a time at the moment. That's why the Knights are able to control that ruck speed.
Former Rooster. And Tafunga. Now George. We've got Sophie Curtin as the number 9. Second start for her this season. And Ebony Pryor in that dummy half role for much of the campaign. And there's Christian Pio, another of the offload threats, trying to get that arm free. Hold the play it instead. Talatina kicks it away from Upton. A testing kick. It's a brilliant kick from the young teenager, and Upton taken down a metre out from her own line. That's a fantastic set from the home team.
Yeah, it certainly was, and a lovely kick on the back end of it too, and pressure forcing them to make that first play in that nice little 5-metre square. Now they just need to maintain that discipline and keep this line speed up, the Tigers.
That error up the other end. To go forward there with the post-contact meters from another former Rooster in this Newcastle lineup.
Send the ball back. Second forward.
Like a pinch a metre.
Come back on.
Like the momentum, but Johnston soon found it. Southwell. Time for the chasers to put some pressure here on Piliate Rasambale. What a confident take that is in a makeshift fullback role.
Well, we've seen her play fullback before this season as well. She started at 6 and moved there when there was an injury to Beauverte Welsh. She's got a great skill set. She's got a good kicking game too, so adds another ball-playing ability for the Tigers.
Release to 10. 10 here. Hold. Go to 10 on there.
Wallaroo. Oh, mistake that is. Was worried about the hurdle job on Johnston lying in the ruck and forgot about the footy curtain.
Right, clock on.
There must be a little bit of dew on the jumps, and then the ball just slips out. Oh, it hits the knee. Unfortunate there. Say the average age is 22.
Yeah.
Wow.
Average age of the bench is 20. They've learnt plenty this season, the Tigers. Many of their players coming through the pathway system in the Tarsha Cup with the Tigers and success in the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership as well. This time Upton gets the penalty.
Kick or tap? Tap. Where you go?
Newcastle just tap it and go. No time for the touch finder, and they're setting up a lovely line out to the right.
No, get on the ball.
See it right there, how much depth there is. And they're headed that way. Southwell, Upton chimes in. Here's Jesse. Again, the cutout ball. And Gallagher, her fair share of tries this season, almost escorted into touch. Stayed above it, just. Newcastle have been able to slide effectively. The Tigers have been able to. What can the Knights do this time? To that short side, catch and pass from Upton. And look out, here goes Jakaya on the outside. Upton rounded her up quickly enough. Ooh, and now Tafunga taken down as Parker flew back into action and gave away a penalty.
Gone back into the ruck.
Oh, wasn't that a good read on that edge there? They were looking very, very dangerous. The pass didn't quite go to hand. And then the chase was on down this edge. Jakaya Whitfield's got plenty of strength and pace. I think she bumps Tamika Upton off with a full body bump there. And the penalty's here for the second effort. Shanice Parker does well to shut it down, but the second effort there is what gives it away.
And for an assessment on the dew factor, down to Alana Ferguson.
Yeah, thank you, Speedy. There's definitely a fair bit of dew about at the moment. We saw Curtin fumble the ball in and around the ruck, and then the Knights just then. But I thought the Tigers' last set before that fumble, they did brilliantly. They had Talatina with a great kick, and the Knights were forced to kick from around halfway. So that's the key. If they can't find points on here, they've got to try and get to that repeat set and just pin these Knights down.
Quick hands here. Oh, what about that? Little touch pass onto Rakia Horn. And Clydesdale just takes her down.
That was special.
Clydesdale got there from marker. Still 2 more plays here. What an opportunity for the home team to strike first. George, Talatina. And Newcastle's defence under their first real examination. Curtin from dummy half has a go. And rolls over and is held up. That'll be a handover.
Handover.
Well, this was a fantastic raid by the Tigers, and I was watching the Tigers in the warm-up, and that shift out to that right edge, this one here, I saw them doing in the warm-up, and they only nailed 1 out of 5 or 6. And to see them just pull it together in real time, pretty special.
Round 9 continues with a women's doubleheader this Saturday. That's at Netstrata Jubilee Stadium in Cogra. The Roosters take on the Cowboys, followed by the Dragons up against the Broncos. Tickets are on sale now. Secure your seats today via Ticketek as another penalty goes the way of the Knights. Again, no thoughts of the touch finder. Trenabon winds up and takes defenders with her. See Southwell up in a skip and up over halfway she goes. Albert Jones, one of the keywords in this Newcastle lineup.
Get up.
Upton waits, centre field, ready to ignite the back line here. Receives. And short pass again for Clydesdale. They asked for it. Yeah, there was a little touch off the Tigers. What did Clydesdale do to hold on?
That's a good combination on that left side, Upton and Clydesdale. I'd like to see Jesse Southwell get over to the left side and play with them.
Ball coming loose nearly there as they tried to reef it out one-on-one. Johnston held on through it all. Now Higgins finds Upton. Southwell. They had a winger unmarked there. 2-on-1 situation. Albert Jones held on. I'll keep going that way now. And Southwell worked it out for Gallagher in the corner. And the Knights do score the first points of the evening at Leica.
Well, the double pump here, something that Jess Southwell does really well. And what it does to the outside defence. Harvey Norman replay, watch the double pump, and it makes the winger come in, sees the winger come in, and then just pulls the trigger on the long pass. She's down on the ground after that pass there, Jess Southwell. Picked up a lower leg injury or a cork. Beautiful pass, just showing her class.
I think it was Christian Pio that checked her as she passed that ball legally. But she's up and moving now, which is good. And they've raided that right edge a couple of times. She's looked for that pass a few times, and Gallagher held her width really well there. But for me, the lead-up run, this run, Caitlin Johnston, she just powered through the middle, took a player with her, and then a nice play the ball. And they had great run shape on both sides there, the Knights.
Looked like a knee on knee or knee just above the knee for Jesse Southwell, battling a cork situation.
Still hobbling in back play.
So Sheridan Gallagher will attempt to convert her own kick, and she can kick a ball, of course. Former Young Matildas captain out there on the right wing for Newcastle. Concern for Southwell a week and a half out from finals. And Gallagher, first kick in the NRLW. Oh, she'll be the permanent kicker after that at 6-0.
It's a different version of her own time. 19 minutes remaining in his first half. It's 9-6. West Tigers 0.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So 6 tries in the debut season for Sheridan Gallagher, coming from that Young Matildas background. Went to a World Cup with the Australian under-20 side in football last year, and converts that try with a special strike that blew Andrew Johns away.
Great kick. Just watching Jesse Southwell, she'll have to come off.
Just hobbling around, and from more from the sideline. Let's get down to Alana again.
Yeah, well, if Jesse Southwell comes off, and we'll keep you posted, but that limp looks quite significant. Watch Tamika Upton go to work. She's already been working both sides of the ruck. She's got a lovely little combination with Yasmin Clydesdale on the left edge, but she'll be the person to stand up. Already they've got great direction and attacking options. But if she leaves the field, Jesse Southwell, Tamika Upton will somehow take her game to another level.
Well done by the fullback to get airborne there and create the contact for the penalty.
Yeah, just mistimed that one, Gallagher. Rasambale did really well. She got up, she keeps both feet up nice and high, and there is contact minimal, but it is while she's still in the air. That's what gives the Tigers the penalty. But if Southwell is unable to continue, Nita Maynard, they're carrying on the bench. She has a history, she can play in the halves as well. So hopefully that's not the case, because coming into finals, you want her firing and fit.
An obvious target for them to go at. And they're on the attack here, the Tigers, and they target Newcastle's number 7 immediately there through Tafunga.
Well, obviously, it's just a soft tissue caught, because otherwise they wouldn't risk it.
It's involved in back-to-back tackles there. Jesse fighting through the pain barrier right now. It's Pio, one of 3 Tigers named in the Prime Minister's 13 that will travel to Port Moresby to take on PNG on Saturday week. Read defensively by Clydesdale, right in the face of the 5'8" Curtin. Plays it for her twin sister. Emily in the 6, Sophie in the 9 for the Tigers. Campbelltown juniors, so they were looking forward to playing out there this evening, not to be. This game moved to Leichhardt. Oh, that was drifted away from Gallagher. So here's the chance for the Tigers to hit back.
Good that the kick chase was on point for the Tigers. They could clean that up.
Oh, Tafunga, you've got to be careful running at Hannah Southwell.
What about that?
Capable of cutting players in half. Tigers fans getting right behind the NRLW team here. Keogh denied another offload. Set to go right. Curtin, Russambale chiming into the back line, and they could have gone it to the winger. Tollard was unmarked. And we go back to the open side now. George again. The dew on the ball a factor perhaps as it came out pretty easily.
Just watching the ball play, number 6 there for the Tigers, Emily Curtin. The way she can go into the line, the way she ball plays, she plays really straight. Just watch when she gets the ball and she goes the line, she can move defenders. And with that, she's creating space for outside players. Here's the axe.
She is technically close to perfect. Her tackle tech is fantastic.
That was Gilmeister.
Oh, yeah.
Higgins did to create that error. One-on-one strip, and then it was knocked on by George, and that's a mistake in the play of the ball. So errors are mounting here at Leichhardt in the opening 20.
Just this set of 6, just keep your eye on the 5'8", number 6, Emily Curtin. Really impressed with the ball playing. Just that attention to detail, playing the ball.
Rare mistake by Shanice Parker. So centrefield scrum, they've split it 3 on either side here, the Tigers. Talatina feeds it. It's fired to Curtin for Horn to try and skip on the outside. Rakia Horn with those afterburners. And the Tigers hit back.
Well, Rakia Horn, she saved a try in the first couple of minutes down the north end. And then down here, Rakia Horn, on the Harvey Norman replay, you will see the pace that she has. I really like this setup off the scrum. They set up nice and wide, and it's early ball. The woman you've been speaking about, Joey, she just gives nice, early, clean ball out to Rakia Horn and says, do your best. And look at this footwork. She's got strength too, and she just punches through for the Tigers. It was her birthday this week as well, so a nice meat pie for the birthday girl.
What a way to celebrate your birthday. First try match for the West Tigers, scored by number 3, Rakia Horn. Back sponsored by Pro Wrestling Australia. 9-6, West Tigers 4, with a kick to come.
So another try for Rakia Horn, number 8 in her career, 4th of the season. And from a standing start, she can just accelerate in a hurry and cop some friendly fire at the end of it all.
Yeah, speed and balance. Look at that. Lightning. And then gets smashed by a 5'8".
Trying to blow a kiss to the camera, and Emily Curtin came from the clouds.
But that's the value of just early ball out to your strike weapons, isn't it, Joe?
That's 2 weeks suspension for that.
Drove her head into the deck to the Russambale. That'll be waved away.
Conversion attempt unsuccessful. Just under 15 minutes remaining in this first half. 9-6, West Tigers 4.
So a 2-point ball game all of a sudden. The Tigers inspired here, and they're being cheered on by the Roosters. Remember, the minor premiership is on the line here tonight. Newcastle win, and they'll be first on the ladder no matter what happens. But if they lose, they'll open the door for the Roosters potentially to claim top spot.
That was Sophie Curtin that just took that hit up at the kick-off. So she's moved from hooker to front row.
Oh, just stood her ground.
Oh, she won't take it back.
And Salma Noor on playing as the backup dummy half here in the number 17. Southwell held on too long.
They're giving some cheap penalties away, the Knights. A couple of errors coming out of trouble too, which are awarding the Tigers at field position when Horn got that try. Good kick for touch.
The stop-start nature of the game so far is really suiting the Tigers. But I think if the Knights can get the ball in play a bit longer, they'll come in over the top.
And recovery has been the key for both of these teams in a short week, getting ready for prime time Thursday night football on 9. And the Tigers responded nicely so far after copping back-to-back sets straight off the kickoff, and that early try to Gallagher. Chance to take the lead now. George's pass, a poor one, but tidied up by Osborne. Gave herself up in the end. Back to George again. And couldn't wrap up the footy. Johnston over the top, so second phase here for Talatina. Southwell did well to take down her opposite number. Now Curtin in that new role as Rue identified. Played a lot as a middle throughout this season. Fired back to Curtin. Down in front of Pilier, Rassambale, and trying to pounce and counter-attack immediately, Newcastle. It's a nice idea from Roach.
Yeah, Rassambale was just a step behind where she needed to be there if she was on the front foot. She would have found some joy again on that right edge for the Tigers.
Good now.
Johnston ready to go again, and Tackler got down low to trip her up. Good idea from George for the second effort by Pio, applauded by Caitlin Johnston, who's not afraid to give a bit of back chat out there.
Johnston plays big minutes too, Rue.
Yeah, she does. Massive work rate. Plays edge back row just as well as she plays through the middle.
Scored a lot of... Oh, hasn't found touch.
Oh, no.
Oh, strange. Went whack. But the Tigers have the footy back, and they've elected not to kick for touch multiple times tonight. Maybe it showed there. Oh,
The axe.
Southwell again. It's the bounce that set up kindly for the Tigers, and strange. Whacked the winger. Hannah Southwell followed it up, so they've gone nowhere since getting the footy back on those 3 plays. To Whitfield now for some go forward. Good reach there by the front row of Pio.
And another offload.
And back ahead of Nevada George in the offload category. Wrestling for the one-on-one strip with no joy was Hannah Southwell. Good effort by Noor to hold on. Pressure on the kick from Curtin. Tumbled over afterwards, and now Strange has work to do on her own try line. Great chase by Pollard.
Brilliant kick chase. She had heaps of pressure on her for that kick too, Curtin. She just kept it poised, gave her chasers plenty of time to get down there, and now this defensive effort is going to be paramount for the Tigers.
Something in the tackle to the referee. Higgins, and that work from dummy half again, highlighted early by Joey. And Jessie Southwell has been taken off here. Not ideal for Ron Griffiths in his preparation. With the finals to come next week, and out of dummy half, Higgins shows her kicking ability too to turn the fullback around.
Great kick.
Romanak has come on. See what Newcastle do in terms of filling the boots of that young lady, Jessie Southwell, their superstar number 7. Southwell off with a corky, and hopefully no more than that. Oh, Buston, look out now into open space, confronts Upton, runs around her as well. Support comes from Gallagher. What a run, Ja'Kiah Whitfield still going. Incredible athlete, one of the standouts all season. And they score off the back of it now.
Oh, it's got to go.
No pressure again. Coming out of the line. Jasmine Strange to slow things down. And she's out of position, the winger, so they have to go this way for Horn. And the winger is over, and the Tigers lead. What a turnaround here at Leichhardt.
Well, this is brilliant work, all off the back of Ja'Kiah Whitfield. And on the Harvey Norman replay, I really hope we get to see her run in its entirety. It was fantastic. It was so strong. She has a big left foot step, but it's her balance and it's her poise and just her sheer strength to wrong foot the defence. This is such a great run. And then the previous play, I thought they needed to go earlier out to that edge, just skip a few of those middles, get it out nice and wide, but they ended up getting there in the end, Joey.
You can see the winger's back for the kick, and then it's just through the hands. Beautiful pass here on the outside. Looking sharp, the Tigers. Down to you, Alana.
The run from Ja'Kiah Whitfield, she just targeted exactly where Jessie Southwell would have been. So not only is she powerful and she's got great balance and she's strong, she's very clever. That was the lead up to this try. But the other talking point, of course, Jessie Southwell has left the field. So Layshawn Albert-Jones is going to be playing in the halves with Caitlin Moran.
And that is far from first choice, of course. Georgia Roach dropped out of the team that was named on Tuesday. Jessie Southwell and Roach have been the halves combination for the last month or so. And now it's Moran and Albert Jones, who's been playing lock, been playing edge back row, and is now playing half back row. Yeah,
well, Maynard is standing on the sideline just next to Alana, so she'll keep an eye on where she actually tracks out to, whether she takes Higgins off or whether she pops out into the halves. To me, it would be a more logical choice to push her into the halves and keep Albert Jones as a forward.
What about Higgins after that recent kick? Could she go to 7 and Maynard goes to 9?
Yeah, she can also play lock, so there's a lot of wiggle room.
What a sensational performance this is by the Tigers. Not a whole lot to play for, apart from trying to win their first ever game at Leichhardt Oval, and that's plenty of inspiration when you're wearing a Tigers jumper. Sideline conversion attempt from the fullback.
Well, the Knights have got to get their fundamentals right. Their discipline's been really poor.
Trying to bend it back. Oh, denied by the upright.
Successful. They seal the West Tigers 8, leading the Knights 6.
Outside.
Second career try for Beck Pollard. One winger started it all. Whitfield on the other side. And Pollard finished it on the right with the Tigers. A narrow lead here, approaching half-time.
And square, wait.
And all the momentum for the West Tigers. There's Imogen Gobrin. Played her junior footy with the Leichhardt Wanderers, so what an occasion for her to be part of here. An inspired run. There's Talatina. And there's Maynard, fresh onto the ground, getting involved in that tackle in the 14. George to Gobrin. And she'll play it on the last. Short side for Curtin. there on the full. And use her winger Gallagher. And weave her way through traffic. Oh, Parker, another error from the veteran centre, Shanice Parker, and the Tigers can go on the attack again.
Well, they need half-time, the Knights. Look a bit rattled. It's the second or third error coming out of trouble, unforced. We've got a midfield scrum here. There's the error. Just once again, the attention to detail. Last time they came to their right with Curtin and Horn. That side will have to be watched. Surely they go there again.
It's a 3-3 split, and they go right. Horn very nearly through. Maynard had to make that tackle. Horn beating the first defender every time. Setting up to go left. George, Vitalatina, quick hands again. Pass hits the deck, touched by Newcastle, was it? Yes, it's coming back.
Yeah, that one was touched. They had to shoot up that right edge of the Knights to try and shut down that raid. They definitely had numbers, the Tigers. They're sucking the Knights in at the moment, finding space on their edges.
Go, no tackle.
To set them up again. So full of energy, the home team. George. Gobrin. Nowhere to go. Inside again. Well, leave it in the hands of George this time. Going left now for Talatina. Tafunga. Will use Whitfield and the speedster goes to work again, Jakai. No space back infield. Tackle down low, well executed again by Newcastle. On the way through for Pio, that was Maynard putting body on the line. Curtin, no look pass. Horn now, and good contact by Roach. Clever pass back to Pilia Rasambale, but it's the last, and she'll have to hand it over.
Once again, the pass from Curtin, the way goes into the line and drags defenders in and then finds a pass on the outside. That is class. Just watch. Goes into the line, creates room. Beautiful ball play.
Strange earning the penalty. Playing in front of her dad, the Roosters coach, John Strange, who she scored a try against last weekend.
Would have been a frosty household last week.
Rugby league family, of course. Ethan Strange made his debut for Canberra earlier this season. There he is, interested on looker tonight, hoping the door opens for the Roosters as well.
Man of the match in the New South Wales Queensland Origin this year.
Wasn't he fantastic?
3 tries.
Yep.
At under 19s level. Here is Albert Jones. What are you seeing in that reshuffle room? Ron Higgins to halfback?
Well, no, they're keeping Albert Jones out there. They're keeping her in the halves. Maynard gone to 9 and Higgins has gone to lock.
See if it stays that way going into the second half. Ron Griffiths has a chance to chat. It's kicking duty again for Higgins. No real chase from Gallagher. And that'll just about do us for the first half. Seesawing encounter. It was all Newcastle early. Tigers hung in there and then went bang, bang.
I wonder if Jess Southwell's got ice on that leg. If she's got ice on that leg, it means she's gone for the night.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look, Joey, to see if I can see what's happening with the trainer down here on the sideline. And that is a massive blow
Huge.
for the Knights. Massive. She's up and moving, and she's hobbling. I can't see any ice, though. But one of those things, you know what it's like, when it cools down, it makes it even harder to get restarted.
At half-time, it's the Tigers 8, Newcastle 6. Welcome back to Leichhardt Oval. A lot on the line here. Second half about to get underway. And the Tigers leading 8 points to 6 against Newcastle, who've wrapped up a home final, but want to clinch the minor premiership with victory here. And there's plenty of work to do, judging on that first 35 minutes through.
Yeah, some uncharacteristic errors. We've seen a few errors in the play the ball, some knock-ons and not finding touch. So I'm sure Ronnie Griffiths would have spoken about that at halftime, but probably the biggest one, Jessie Southwell not coming out from the sheds after halftime either. So I'm sure Marnie will get an update for us on her injury.
It's an incredible performance from the Tigers, considering there's no Apps, there's no Togatuki, there's no Bo Vetti Welsh. 3 superstars. The one-on-one strip for Newcastle here, executed by Albert Jones.
We'll knock that down. It could be a real turning point. The opening 5 minutes of the first half, you thought by how much the Knights would just steamroll. The Tigers hung in and hung in.
Maynard for Romanak. Already inside the 20, similar to the first half, right on the front foot, the visitors. Upton, cut out ball, Moran. And there was a big gap opening up outside for Roach, but the 5'8" held on. Back to Upton. Oh, what a slips catch. Godwin, remarkable.
That's a skill set right there. My goodness. Look at this. Look at this from this angle.
That's Mark Ward.
Oh.
At his very best.
David Boone at short leg. Godwin just gobbled it up.
I prefer the David Boone coming off the plane at Heathrow.
Inspired you to great feats.
Oh, yes.
It's often the question, what's Boonie's record again?
I tried to break the record. It was Sydney to Brisbane.
Nor, again, service on point to the kicker, to the Rasambale.
Great kick.
Hung out a hand there, Jazzy Strange, and had to retrieve it just 10 metres out from her own line. Godwin leading the chase. Mentioned how she'd be inspired playing at this venue, being a Leichhardt Wanderers junior. So many locals here to cheer on the Tigers against the ladder leaders. Strong defence there. Putting Romanak on her back. Higgins. Got nice service from Maynard. Albert Jones in that new role. Trying to put Johnston through a hole. Nice a little behind. Albert Jones still had time to get the kick away. Slaps into the hands of Piliae Rasambale.
Yeah, I thought she was going to make a meal of that. She didn't move her feet and the ball started to travel away from her, but she's got go-go gadget arms out there. But that change on the right edge with Albert Jones going to 5'8" brings Caitlin Johnston onto that edge back row, and she out wide is devastating.
Oh, again, the offload. The feature of the Tigers game, and they go back-to-back here on the offloads to get the winger involved. Pollard, one of the try scorers in that first half.
It was Christian Pio again. She played that whole first half. Got through a ton of work for the Tigers. Just keeps putting her hand up for more.
Post contact meters above 40. 113 metres all told, and that's a knock on. Brilliant work by Johnston.
And look at the reaction. If we can get a close-up there after the tackle, there's one way to inspire your teammates, and it's a big run or a big tackle. And Caitlin Johnson, this year, we all talk about Tamika Upton and Jess Southwell, but she's been one of the best. And just watch this reaction. Looks at her teammates and screams, "Come with me." They're the teammates you want to play with.
A big game player as well. Watch out for Caitlin Johnston in the finals.
And a try scorer. Scored a few this year.
Finds a way over the try line, but there's some concerns here for a Tigers player. Is it for an HIA?
Been putting her body on the line. Imogen Godwin.
A bright start to this half.
Okay,
Tomo Pond, hit right in.
So Albert Jones to feed the scrum. Newcastle will be playing a home final next Sunday at McDonald Jones Stadium. Upton, so creative for Parker. Has the winger outside her. Shanice Parker, clean pair of heels. Or rather, Abigail Roach for the try for Newcastle, and they reclaim the lead.
Yeah, great try. Once again, the class of Tamika Upton. The first half, she's really threatened down the left side. Harvey Norman replay. Just comes off her right foot, skips over, attracts the outside defensive horn, and then have a look at that. Abigail Roach. Great speed. Alana?
Yeah, you have a look at Tamika Upton when she's got the footy in her hands and she's just making eye contact, making sure that Rakia Horn bites in on her, and that then creates that opportunity. But just she does not take her eyes off the defenders that she wants to make sure are well and truly committed. Very clever player, playing both sides of the ruck, but her pace and that eye contact, classy stuff from Upton yet again.
5th career try for Abigail Roach, younger sister of Nathaniel Roach, who played in the NRL, of course, and once she got away from Pollard, there was no catching her. Another of the Kiwis in the comp.
Brother was a good player. He was a gun. Big kick.
Sheridan Gallagher strokes over 2 more.
Sheridan Gallagher, and for the extras for the Newcastle Knights. They now lead the West Tigers 20 points to us.
Was the best player in the Auckland Rugby League comp, Abigail Roach, and poached by Ron Griffiths to play for Newcastle in the NRLW, and what speed she showed there. And what about Sheridan Gallagher? They've stumbled on this tonight, Joey, but she'll be first choice kicker in the finals, won't she? Striking them like that.
Oh, it's just beautiful the way she hits him. And straight, like a dart.
Out of love with soccer. The young Matilda's captain, and turned her attention to rugby league, and Newcastle fans falling in love with her. Ooh, Higgins rocked. Here's Albert Jones. Oh, Johnston, what a tackle that is by the teenager, Talatina. To chop down Johnston at full speed. Now Warren. Russambale getting there on the full.
Great set after points for the Knights. Now they just need to maintain this discipline. I want to see them just really get this line speed up and start troubling the Tigers and get back into this arm wrestle. They need to make sure their initial contact, especially on Horn, is significantly better.
Nice scamper from dummy half by Curtin. Tafunga just got there for her dummy half run. So 1 out stuff from the Tigers. They look to regroup after copping the first try of the second half. And opens up here for Piliano Russambale. No support though. Field was getting there late.
What a tackle.
Upton trying to get back into the fullback position now as Talatina goes to work. And Albert Jones just takes her down on the last.
Right, last.
Oh, it was brilliant work just through the middle. Russambale just showed on her outside and then just slipped straight through a half gap. But for the Knights, they're just not controlling the ruck speed at the moment. And even though the Tigers were sending 1 out, they were just finding joy because the markers weren't getting to work, weren't tying up.
Newcastle working it out at their own end here. Romanak was trying to force an offload. Keogh wasn't letting that happen. Great reactions by Higgins. Got a low pass, moved it on to Walton. And Curtin closed the door in company with Osborne. This kick, not the best, but it's going to bounce. And sits up kindly for the fullback eventually. Right foot step to get around Gallagher.
Still in awe of that tackle by Emily Curtin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a half.
Upton went up in the air. Osborne taken down. Gives us the chance to check in with Marley.
Unfortunately, we will not see Jessie Southwell return to this match. We saw her come off in the first half, but the good news is it's mostly precautionary because it does look like a cork, and hopefully we will see her next week in the finals. And out of the Tigers camp, we saw Hope Tavanga come off for a Category 3 heading injury assessment, which means their on-field trainer picked it up, and she'll have 15 minutes to pass that to return to this match.
Thank you, Marley. What's your experience with corks and what Jessie Southwell has to go through with a 9 or 10 day break to get ready for the final?
Oh, she'll be fine. She'll be fine for that. It's just more that if you come off with a cork, you're very unlikely to go back on because it takes you can't warm back up. Just constantly stiff. It hurts. So, especially if it's close to the joint.
The Southwell has come back on. Hannah Southwell just now. And there's Davison with tremendous go forward. Fresh into the game. There's a Tiger down as well. As Albert Jones kicks wide and out on the full. And the Tigers trainer asking for play to be stopped here to evaluate what kind of injury has just occurred in the tackle.
Watch this on replay. It was a really good charge by a Knights player. She just left a Tigers.
Copped a straight boot, I think, at the end of it all.
It's just in a running motion. I didn't think there was anything malicious in it. Referee agrees. It's play on.
Taylor Osborne will get back into the action.
Just had a message off Peter Pasoldis and Fatty Vaughton. They're cheering on the Knights tonight.
From somewhere that sells lemonade.
Kennedy in the number 16. She's all action off the bench. It's a young bench for Brett Kamali's side tonight. Curtin. Short ball for Osborne, who has recovered.
Hold, this will be tackle 4. Number 21. Number 21.
The final contribution. She'll have to leave the field of play for the HIA after copping that stray boot.
Emily Curtin. That's a twin playing.
Yes.
Only 21.
Her sister Sophie is playing the 9 today.
Yeah.
She's got some class, Emily.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big tackle before on TV.
Oh, yeah. But you know what I like? When you spoke about how she plays so square and direct, I think some halves fall into the trap of taking it too far into the line to find the space, but she just squares up. It's actually the line she runs as opposed to how deep she goes into it.
Bit of confusion on the sideline.
Just getting Jay Partu back into the same position, like for like, on an edge. In place of Osborne. Look at that footwork. Straight off the bat from Falau Vaki. Falls over the line in the end, but denied the try because the held call had come. And short side for Curtin to create something. And knocked on, I think. It's a tough one to tidy up for Roach. And it will stay Tigers' ball.
Once again, some errors in their own area from Newcastle. That was a tough one. Ball on the ground. Once again, Emily Curtin. You can see it's a young team, isn't it?
Young and hungry.
Well, you're very willing. Very, very willing. I mean, they withstood a lot of pressure to start the game, and then they came and threw a few back on their own, leading into half-time. And you're right, Emily Curtin has done some good things for the Tigers.
They come to Talatina. To Funga. Get on the outside of Parker, a wonderful defensive centre. Footwork from Kennedy. Just one out stuff here for Tartu, and now they're ready to go right-hand side. Plenty of numbers with a put on the pet play. Again, one-hand catch from Piliae Rasambale, and no way through for Horn this time. Here's Pio. Surging out the other side, Christian Pio, and Maynard denied the trademark offload. Talatina stepped around the advanced party. Newcastle did well to stop it getting out to the left in a hurry, so they have to go back to centre field. Talatina's kick headed for the uprights. And Moran, how calm was that?
She showed great composure then, Moran.
It's control.
It was a lovely weighted kick considering how last minute the setup was for Talatina.
We go forward here at the start of a 7-tackle set. Maynard organising her teammates. Outside backs getting involved early. Gallagher's turn on play 2. Already into Tigers territory. Now Hannah Southwell. Oh, what a hit for Lau Vaki. Finished her off over the top, but Maynard off the back of it, spots a hole. Oh, what a run, Nina Maynard. She'll play it just 10 metres out for Upton. Back to the left they go. Oh, stutter move. What about that? Newcastle working it out for Abigail Roach to claim a double.
This is beautiful work by the Knights. They just roll through their work. Tackle 2, they'd already travelled close to 40 metres. And the Harvey Norman replay is going to show just, hopefully, the run that Maynard has in the setup and the nice quick play the ball here. Big shot coming through the middle. But it was Maynard off the back of this big scoot. She finds her way to the front, gets a good quick play the ball, and then it's Upton who jumps in, gets in first, says, right, let's go. And then the footwork of Yasmin Clydesdale on this left edge, stutter step, in, out, away, draws the fullback, and then it's lovely hands onto that edge.
Oh, that was class. What do you think of that one, Alana?
Oh, too good. The combination between Upton and Yasmin Clydesdale, they've been trying different things the whole game, but she also got in really early and spoke to Moran and said, stay out. She knew when to pounce Tamika Upton from dummy half, and all class to finish things off. But that footwork from Yazzie Clydesdale, how good is that?
So Roach, playing just their 9th game in the NRLW, the beneficiary here, now has 6 tries. Great strike rate for the left centre for Newcastle. And across comes Sheridan Gallagher to take her 3rd kick at goal in the NRLW. Joey, and what do you like about this technique?
No, I'm not going to say anything. Just a clean strike. Look, 3 steps.
So back on.
The conversion attempt unsuccessful. It is still on the Newcastle Knights 16. Leading West Tigers 8.
So a handy 8-point lead for Newcastle as they search for a first minor premiership in club history tonight. More updates coming from Marley.
Yes, a double HIA update for the Tigers. Hope Tavanga, who came off for a Category 3, she has passed and will be returning in just a few minutes. But Taylor Osborne, who we saw come off a little earlier, she came off for a Category 2 head injury assessment and will have 15 minutes to pass and return for the last couple of minutes of this match.
Thank you, Marley. Plenty going on the sideline tonight. As Upton tries to work it out with Clydesdale again on that left-hand side. What about the take from the kickoff from Caitlin Johnston? She had the dancing shoes on.
Oh, she flirted with that touchline. And she had to get on her bike for that too, because it was a lovely kickoff by the Tigers. Really curved it again, putting her body on the line.
What a take that is in traffic as well.
They found their mojo here in Newcastle.
Moran's kick. Oh, nearly a misunderstanding between the Tigers, but Pollard came down with it safely. Fullback seemingly going for the same ball, pulling out there Russambale, who wraps around on play 2 and is driven backwards. Newcastle really muscling up here. Such a big week for the club. That home final win for the men's team on the weekend. They'll be on the road to take on the Warriors on Saturday afternoon as well. And then the Newcastle NRLW side, a chance to wrap up the minor premiership here tonight. Look at all those tackle breaks for the Tigers this evening. Jakaya Whitfield came into tonight with 60 of them, second only to Ivania Talidi. He's gone past her tonight in that category. Upton aggressive, gets there on the full. Straight back into Tigers territory.
I reckon half of them would have been in that one run just before half-time too.
About 5 or 6 in one run, if not more.
Oh, but geez, that was good.
Yeah, the confidence of Upton to take that tumbling kick on the full.
This is the difference with her. She attacks the football. Regardless of where he's on the field, she just puts her body on the line and she knows where to be.
Good now.
Ball playing in the middle for Davison to take them inside the red zone again. 16 minutes to go, 8-point lead. Try here and it'll be tough to catch. Clydesdale just held on. Contact came from Theo. Maynard scheming again. Davison back to Wayne to contact. She'll play it on the last. Southwell, creative ball playing, and centimetres short is Romanak.
Go 10 metres. Nice shot right side, here. Right.
On a grand final in her 3rd game last year, Kayla Romanak. Curry Bulldogs Junior.
Nice shot, get up the ball.
When's that night coming up, Joey, for you? And
In November. It's already sorted. I think all the tickets are sold. So it'll be a day out. Night out. Nights out. Week out. Myself and Mark Hughes are going to be there.
this is handy for the Tigers. Penalty late in the count.
This is how they got themselves into the game in the first half, the Tigers, on the back of poor discipline from the Knights. And that time there, legged them out of their own end.
So only 3 tries to 2 so far tonight. Both of the Tigers' tries unconverted. Touch finder under the Wayne Pearce Hill here at Leichhardt, hosting an NRLW game for the Tigers for the first time. Last time we played NRLW games here was a doubleheader of semi-finals about 18 months ago now. They come through Vaki. Several players to come through the pathways playing Tasha Gale Cup. Balls come loose and the call is another penalty.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties here. The Tigers had a really deep run shape out to their left.
You're offside.
I think they would have preferred just that quick play the ball there, but we'll have to reset, static start.
Guilty face, Kayla Romanak. No thoughts for captain's challenge there. Burton complaining about another penalty in that tackle. Potential crusher, but we play on. Talatina. On to Tafunga. Standing in the tackle for a long time before Johnston got involved over the top. Kennedy. Oh, ran towards Hannah Southall, and that's not recommended.
No, run the other way. Timing in defence.
A standing start. Oh, what a read. And she's got the speed. Here she goes again. Whitfield trying to reel her in. Is making up the ground. And gets to Abigail Roach. Surely the fastest player in the comp, Jakaya Whitfield. Has earned the nickname Winks, I believe, in years gone by. We could turn on the afterburners too on the horse racing fraternity there, Rick.
I think Jessica Sturgis might own that one, actually. Might come up with another one for her.
Yeah. And now Upton. Double pump again, and it opens up for Clydesdale this time. Deserves a try, and it's all Newcastle now.
Well, the Tigers try to attack down the right edge, but that left edge defence of the Knights, they've been coming up and in and standing up in the line, and Abigail Roach came up with a really great intercept. As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, she just gets in front of Piliai Brasimbale. Look at this run, but it's the chase and the tackle here for me, for Jakaya Whitfield, which was absolutely fantastic. But again, the footwork close to the line of Yasmin Clydesdale. She is such a strong ball player, and you know, has an outside back history, and you can just see she brings that into the second row, Joey.
That combination on the left side between Tamika Upton and Clydesdale. I think Clydesdale's been one of the best tonight. Set up that try early in the second half. But defensively really strong, gets through a heap of work, but it's that line running outside Tamika Upton. When she's back and fit, Jess Southwell, I'd love to see her get over that side of the field. And them three players, a trio, geez, they'd be hard to stop. Tamika Upton once again, the ability to get across field and attract defenders, but then soften her hands with that soft pass. It's a rare skill.
Up to 9 career tries now. Yasmin Clydesdale. A little closer in this time for Gallagher. And slots another conversion over the black dot for 3 out of 4 tonight as the backup goal kicker for Jessie Southwell. Don't forget the regular season finishes on Sunday, and what a conclusion this will be. It's the Canberra Raiders at home, the Viking clap and all that against the Gold Coast Titans. They've both had fabulous seasons, Roo, but who'll be playing finals?
Oh, look, it's so exciting that the very last game of the round is pretty much going to dictate what the top 4 looks like.
This tackle from Romanak has landed her on report.
Okay.
For a crusher. The way she lands on Vaki.
Short. No, okay, right side. Not
yeah, she doesn't. Her head doesn't release.
Don't go early.
Takes her leave.
Not a classic crusher one where you would normally see the player with their back to the defender and they come in over the top and sort of squeeze the neck down like that. So
unlikely to miss a final for that, you think?
Yeah, I'd say a warning.
Again, the kickoff goes to Johnston. Back. Hasn't Talatina, the 19-year-old, come up with some good hits?
That was huge, that tackle. Caitlin Johnson, sort of player that if there's space there, she doesn't want space, she runs for contact.
And she found it.
Wow.
Lovely
Great
pass. Up to now for Clydesdale. And knocked on, I think, by Roach this time. Yes, that's the call, but Knights fans will be getting excited now because they're 14 points clear here tonight, and they are clear on a live ladder and will not be caught if they wrap up victory here tonight. 4 points clear, and the first minor premiership in club history being secured with a for and against of nigh on 100. And then you can see how big that game is. Titans currently in 3rd against the Raiders in 5th, and there'll have to be a for and against calculation there on Sunday Arvo.
Here it is.
Look at this contact.
By a halfback.
Yeah.
Caitlin Johnson had the eyes. Me and you. Let's go.
It's their 3rd game as well, Talatina, but up for it.
She definitely puts her body in front. It's a brave place to stand between you and what Caitlin Johnson wants, that's for sure.
Another offload from George this time. And here is Talatina. slip away from Albert Jones. 174 centimetres, Talatina, great athlete. Now, inside the 30, go the Tigers. Curtin service. Another tackle again by Hannah Southwell. Chopping an opponent in half once more. Teo didn't like it either, went back for a confrontation. Now Horn. Swooped upon, but yeah, Drew spotted it early.
Just watching the halfback for the Tigers, Talatina. Just, it's silky to watch. It looks so easy. It reminds me of the 5'8" for the Titans, Drew.
Kirioratu for the Titans. She's only young too. Kirioratu, she's only played in the 19s origin for Queensland.
Saw her score a try on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
It was silky. Talatina is very similar. Real fluid when she gets the ball, and just it looks so natural. And defensively, she stood up to Caitlin Johnson. So get this into them.
Here she is again with hands on the footy, goes to Tafunga. Trying to get rid of Parker. Terrific effort by Tafunga. Taken down a couple of metres inside that touchline. Oh, Whitfield dancing now as the markers overcommitted a little. Just been told to let go, eventually did. And now Pio. No offload this time. Maynard in over the top. Plenty of numbers on that right-hand side. Changing the angle is Osborne. Short side. The Curtains combining again, the twin sisters. Back to Russambale to go crossfield. And it will bounce first. Tough now for Gallagher. He won't be getting out of there. Oh, left it behind, and that's an awkward fall for the winger, staying down and in agony. Oh, what misfortune. Took the game on, and then just the slinging motion might have caused the knee injury here.
Well, as she was running along the touchline, I thought that, I thought that she was just going to run out. It was just the, like you said, the Tigers player swinging around, and the cleats got stuck in the turf. Hope she's all right.
On the eve of finals, it would be heartbreaking. Gallagher was to pick up an injury here with 6 minutes to go in the regular season for the Knights. Tough watch for Ron Griffiths tonight, losing Jessie Southwell and now potentially his backup kicker.
Ian Burke next to him with the hat, played lower grades at the Knights, dummy half, really talented player. Actually, watching the dummy halves play, it's just the light bulb's gone off. Watching the dummy halves play tonight, the way they're getting out, engaging those markers, going to be coming from the assistant coach there, Ian Burke. He's a really smart player.
As Gallagher is checked here. Time to tell you about, for the very first time, the NRL is heading to Vegas. Join us as Australia's most exciting sport is unleashed in the sports and entertainment capital. Rugby League unleashed in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale now. Visit NRL.com/Vegas.
I reckon about 90% of my mates are going. So look out, Vegas.
Don't forget, we've got double headers coming up on Saturday and Sunday in the NRLW. This is how Saturday looks. The Roosters in action against the Cowboys. That's at Cogra. We've got a double header at that venue because the Dragons in action next. Both of these games under lights at Cogra as well after the men's final in the afternoon out of New Zealand. All live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Looks like Gallagher's been cleared. She's made her way back to the wing.
Back on.
They're going to kick her away too, just to force her to work.
Tumbled out by Moran.
Okay, let it go.
Incredible that time.
Square.
Some massive hits under lights at Leichhardt tonight. And again, Treadabon ready to go.
What a reload.
Curtin. Osborne able to target Moran one-on-one.
Moran stands the ground defensively, really strong.
Oh, another rocking tackle. Treadabon. It's been her set defensively. Ball is there for Curtin to go to Talatina. Delia Russenbale and ready to go against Whitfield defensively. There's Gallagher's first real test since the knee concern. Finished off the tackle nicely, but a proppy again afterwards.
Yeah.
Talatina's kick, who wants it? 3 Knights going for it. Upton's ball though, unsurprisingly.
What did surprise me though was that Gallagher didn't come out of that bit of treatment with the physio with any sort of strapping on that knee. She's in the hands of the trainer again now, but she does look very, very unsure on that right leg.
Roach through the initial contact of Tatu. It's caught high. That's the most obvious penalty of the night. The apology comes immediately from Taylor Osborne.
It's just the speed and footwork she has, isn't it, Joey?
Got that stutter step.
Yeah. Just catches defenders
Sister of
unawares.
Adam Clydesdale.
Married to.
Wife.
Married. Okay. He was a really good player. Played lower grades at Newcastle. I think he went to Canberra also.
Yep.
From up Scone way, up the valley.
Yep.
Now they got married in Scone. Yasmin Meeks, she was before that. Short side here for Albert Jones. Puts it out in front of Gallagher. Give that knee a test again.
Oh, the knee's fine.
And she'll play it 10 metres out. Oh, it was an awkward play, the ball. He's on one leg, but still with heart and courage, seeing out the final minutes here. Again, the trainer going out saying you better come off, I think. From dummy half, try for the Knights, and a minor premiership secured by Newcastle for the first time in club history. It's Higgins from dummy half.
Been excellent tonight, Higgins. The most dangerous spot to attack from is dummy half. Any quick play the balls, or one marker, Harvey Norman replay, the dummy half must run, and then gets out good footwork and seals the game. I'm really impressed with the dummy half work tonight. It's the trickery around the dummy half. Been courageous, the Tigers. Really young team, but the pressure of a hardened NRLW team like the Knights, who have had great success defending premiers, it's always going to be difficult. And Olivia Higgins, really impressive. Real smart dummy half player.
Backed up with some good work from her middles too up the other end defensively, and then a penalty piggybacks them down the field. But when she gets into good field position like this, her ruck recognition is fantastic.
I was going to test the knee out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Albert Jones was about to take the kick, and Sheridan Gallagher said, no, don't worry, I've got this. And we'll see. Taking it back 20 metres out. Looking to make the margin 20. And strokes it over again. What a ball striker Sheridan Gallagher is. Well, the NRL finals start tomorrow night. For this weekend, that is, of course, and it's the Melbourne Storm at home against the Sydney Roosters, who won that epic against the Sharks last weekend. It's all coming your way live and free. Finals footy week 2 on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Got some injury news, don't you, Roo?
Yeah, Jerome Hughes out with a calf complaint. Tamika Upton's having a rest for the Knights, but I think that's a massive loss
Yeah, those calves are hard to play with. If you're listening, Sean Johnson.
Oh,
Finally got Caitlin Johnston with that kickoff routine.
Play the ball.
Do you know if Sean Johnson's playing? Because if you've got a crook calf, I don't think you should play.
Right, 2 markers.
So, Sean.
2 markers. Everyone else go
You
10.
just have the night off.
Let's get down to Alana.
Yeah, I was just going to let you know that Tiana Davison's come back on for her second stint for the Knights, with Tamika Upton having a spell.
She didn't look too happy about it either when we captured Upton on the sideline. So Shanice Parker defending in the fullback role.
no, she wants to be out there all the time. She's a competitor.
Chance for a consolation try here for the Tigers at Leichhardt. Perhaps their final set with 90 seconds to go. Newcastle trying to defend their line and prepare for finals footy. Show their resilience under fatigue here. Talatina though. Catch and pass knocked on by the Knights again. Clearly in the contact there by Clydesdale.
Touch. Knock on. Scrum. Christian.
Considering the rocky period just before half-time and with errors that the Knights had, for them to come back and just sort of right the ship and score points the way they have, I'd be quite pleased with that.
Well, it's a credit to their coach, Ron Griffith. Obviously spoke to him at half-time, and you can see what he spoke. They've implemented it hard in the second half.
Centre field scrum here. And they go right. The curtains again for Horn, trying to put some footwork on, and Roach with a terrific one-on-one tackle. That time Higgins in and under on Patu. Nevada George now for Talatina, trying to create, taking on Albert Jones. Just 1 or 2 more plays left in the 70 minutes. They go for Piliae Rasenbale. Can she get it away for Tafunga? Tackle finished off by Albert Jones, and there's just time to play it, is there? Referee was about to say no, lets it go, and it ricochets kindly for the Tigers initially, but that will do us. What a night for Newcastle. Minor premiers in the NRLW for the first time.
First time ever. Congratulations to the NRLW. They got a lot of support. Newcastle and the Hunter. Played last week, a standalone game. And they got a really decent crowd there at McDonald Jones Stadium. And look at that. First minor premiership in the club's history. Well done, girls. Huge achievement.